Little question that this is one of the most striking structures in all of sport, the Allianz Arena. We are in this super stadium for a super club, truly one of the iconic buildings of 21st century sport, the Allianz Arena. Everything a brilliant shade of red here, even indeed the outer skin of the stadium when its mightiest occupants are in town. What a sight, what a sound when Anfield is rocking. The crowd waits with huge excitement. There is nowhere quite like Anfield for its history, for its tradition, a place where so many of English football's most famous tales have been staged. This, of course, one of the greatest shrines to European football, indeed, to football all over the globe. The Spotify Camp Nou here, pretty much bang centre in the Catalan capital. What fantastic scenes here in Barcelona. This massive stadium, officially Europe's largest, and from what we understand, about to become even bigger than it is now. This, of course, the instantly recognisable backdrop to many a famous European night, football's ultimate theatre. Blue and burgundy wherever you look, hymns ringing out loud and proud. This is what it is to be in the Catalan capital, home to one of the most formidable teams in history, Barcelona. The Emirates, which has become such a fine landmark, a part of the North London scenery. The Emirates awash with red and white, a sea of Arsenal, just as you would anticipate. Thrilling scenes here too, so much in line with Atalanta's reputation as the great entertainers of Italian football. An intimidating atmosphere in the crowd, a crowd so close to the pitch here in this old-style stadium, the Gewiss. The Cruz Stadium, one of the great symbols of football in Turkey. History says the first ever football pitch to be laid in this country. The Signal Iduna Park, located in Dortmund, it really is a tremendous arena. The Wanda Metropolitano here in Madrid, one of European football's newest landmarks. There is a beautifully fresh feel about the Wanda Metropolitano. It is a new build and it feels like a new generation. Well, hello and welcome one and all to what is a very special day on the English football scene. It's today Arsenal meet Manchester United, two giant institutions of the game that also happen to be amongst its most decorated. This a fixture which has been globally recognised as one of the defining rivalries of recent years. Rivalry often personal between managers and players, and down to the fact that both have so excelled. Every game akin to gladiatorial combat and decorated with wonderful attacking football, punching physicality. faces have come and gone and rivalry has entered into a new era, but there is one thing that never changes, and that is the fact that neither of these sides can bear the idea of losing to the other, and that on its own a factor sufficient to make this utterly unmissable. Arsenal decide to name a starting 11 that looks like this. Saliba. So hello and welcome to what we hope will be an intriguing contest, known of course as the derby de la Côte d'Azur, one between two very proud clubs of the south, Monaco and Nice. I suppose this is amongst the closest you can get on a geographical basis in France, the two teams separated by a distance of just more than 10 miles, so you can say that there is more of a traditional derby feel to it, unlike other notable rivalries in the French league. Having said that, it is a fixture that has a history of more than 60 years and is well known for its Gallic passion. It is a serious business indeed, a very serious business. Well, it is a very special day in the football calendar. The Milan derby, of course, a match that captures the imagination of the whole world. A fixture with so much history and a fixture which has accommodated the talents of so many great players down the years. Not, of course, that past performance really matters today. Today is a blank slate, a new, fresh opportunity, and a chance to lay one on their city rivals. The form book goes out of the window. That is of little consequence. It is about the here and now and about passion. Certainly the fans are up for it. They've been here for hours, days. In fact, the noise levels in the stadium, a reflection of the fever pitch that has been building up all over the place in the lead up to this game. Naturally, the players will hurl themselves into every challenge. They will fight for every ball. The supporters expect nothing less. That is the nature of the game, and as ever, Ajax and Feyenoord, the two clubs that over the years have dominated the Dutch game. Whenever they meet, it is special. A rivalry with a history of a century and more. No matter what the narrative, what the significance of each fixture, every fixture is a passionate affair. This isn't so much a football match, you can see it as a clash between the pride of Amsterdam and the pride of Rotterdam. Well, hello one and all, and welcome along to a game that is considered perhaps the biggest in the Netherlands. On the face of it, a clash between two of the most decorated sides in Dutch football, each having tasted the very highest level of the European game. A classic encounter worthy of its name, Der Topper, just like when so many legends of the Dutch game graced the pitch in previous editions. That's what we all yearn for, and based on the evidence of what we see and hear here, that is exactly what is being demanded by a highly charged crowd. This, of course, one of the most recognisable venues in the Netherlands, perhaps the whole of the continent. It is the Johan Cruyff Arena. The Portuguese capital city of Lisbon and the northwestern port city of Porto, representing here different identities and values and cultures. A rivalry between the two big cities of the nation. No surprise then that feelings run high when they meet over a football match. Red on blue and white, eagle on dragon. It doesn't take too much imagination to understand how big this is, fueled by so many factors both on and off the field. It is one of those games in Portuguese cultural and sporting society. Well, it's a wonderful sea of green here inside the 50,000-seater Estadio José Alvalade. A perfect setting for this greatest of clubs, Sporting Lisbon. Hello and welcome as we gather for one of the most enduring rivalries on the Iberian Peninsula. It is Sporting against Benfica, the Lisbon derby, more than just a game for its ferocity. It is immensely compelling and it grips the citizens of the Portuguese capital like no other match can. Raw and raucous and of the utmost relevance to the fortunes of both clubs. The first of these games played more than a century ago, a rivalry born out of difference of class initially, but despite all of the peaks and troughs over the course of history, the records remain surprisingly even. Well, hello and welcome, one and all, to an enthralling game here from Portugal, one of the classic games of Portugal. It is FC Porto against Benfica, and whilst it may not be a derby, whilst there are clashes that you can lay alongside it, between the major cities, between the major clubs, it doesn't get a whole lot bigger than this. So much on it, so much excitement around it, so much significance within it. We cannot wait for it to start. Estadio do Dragão in Porto, distinctive in so many ways by comparison with its Lisbon rivals. The lineups, we can have a look at them now. It is derby day, Juventus and Torino. In this city there is no fixture more significant nor one more history-laden. And today's edition promises to be another absolute cracker. The noise in the stadium is quite something. The fans understand how much it means, and indeed the players have to come to understand that and to realise that this is the day to bring their A-game. Of course, there's a risk in fixtures like this that passion takes over and the players can lose their heads. Managers have some preaching to do, though their jobs are on the line. These are the games that make the difference. There is a frantic ferocity about the ambience here, and indeed there can be about the game itself. It is very much a psychological challenge. There is not long to go now until kick-off. The level of anticipation is extremely high. It is spine-tingling. We can barely wait here. Well, a warm welcome, one and all. You've joined us here for this capital derby involving America and Cruz Azul. A derby the locals refer to as El Clásico Joven, the young derby, insofar as this was formally recognised as recently as the mid-1970s. Even so, it's a derby involving the so-called Big Four, and one known for producing some absolutely spectacular results over the years. The odds are we're going to be thoroughly entertained here. Well, it is quite an atmosphere here in the Mexican capital. That is what greets us whenever the nation's most decorated club is playing here.